suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians, and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
It's one of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
All right, y'all. Because this episode went long, we wanted to kind of make it fair on y'all. So rather than recapping July 4th on the July 5th episode, nothing crazy happened. We hung out at the Cherry Creek Arts Fest. Chris went tubing. We drank beer. Nothing crazy. So we're going to dive right into our kick-ass episode this week, but we can't do that without giving a shout out to our sponsors. It's July. You know we're celebrating the summer, but we're in the middle of a recession. So if you're looking to save a couple bucks, why don't you go visit our friends over at Standing Akimbo Dispensary? Yes, it's MedCard only, but by buying that MedCard and shopping at Standing Akimbo, you'll save more money than you'll spend getting the card, and you'll be able to benefit from it not only today, but every day henceforth. So if you need any advice or how to get it, need a doctor recommendation, reach out to us at stoned_appetit on social media, or swing through Standing Akimbo's location at 3801 Jason Street. They have little flyers that'll give you $25 off your visit with the links to go follow. And also, before we get into our conversation with Chef Jose, we want to give a shout out to our friends over at Seed & Smith. This week is our last week before we grace y'all with the badass dart pod that we created. We're fired the fuck up to show y'all this thing. It tastes delicious, but so do all of their products. So you don't even have to wait until the Seed & Smith Stoned Appetit Dart Pod comes out. You can go to their website, seedandsmith.com, and see where dart pods are available around you. You wouldn't be wasting your time. They're killer products, and it's not just cartridges. They have flour, concentrates, so if you're trying to get a little dab heavy, they've got that too. And you can find them at either their locations out on Oakland Street or up on Heckler Way in Louisville, or you can go to their website and see all the array of dispensaries across Colorado where you can find their products. Now, without further ado, the best episode we've dropped in a long time. Don't mind the background noise because y'all know we like to record in the live bar. Cheers. That mezcal makes me feel right as rain, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It makes me riot. Let's go.
Let's go. That voice you heard is our guest of the week. It's Chef Jose Avila. Avila. Uh-huh. Okay, I don't know how to...
Close enough. You did
that
well.
was close.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not very good at it, but I try.
Yeah.
I can barely speak English, but, trying to get a second one in there would be a real stretch. But we're coming to y'all from our favorite taco spot in Denver. We are coming to y'all from La Diabla with the man, the myth, the legend, the man behind this concept, and many more. Chef is a Beard Foundation finalist for the community here in the Rocky Mountain region, and he's not only churning out dank-ass tacos and killer happy hours here at La Diabla, but he also has other, concepts in place and in the works, and we're stoked to talk about it. But before we dive into that, Chris, we got to give a shout-out to our friends over at Eden Extracts. I'm lit as a Christmas tree today. I've already put down about 6 fucking tacos and a couple margs, and that's because that live rosin strokes. We used to say that you can only get it at Cali's because they're a small company coming out of the Western Slope. You can now find that shit in a lot of different spots. We're talking Starbucks. We're talking the big brands. But nonetheless, they still have that at-home feel. It's a family-run operation providing quality rosin products, whether it be concentrates, if you're looking for cartridges, and they also grow their own flour and then pre-roll that with an infused rosin as well. So it's a fucking vibe. It's a new company on the scene, so when you go into the store, ask them if they have any Eden extracts, and if they don't, fucking tell them to get some on the shelves. If you want to learn more about their products, go check them out, eden.co, that's EDUN.co, to learn more about the products in the line. I thought that was a pretty good ad read. What do you think?
Well done, well done. I'll only add to the intro that you got to mention the pozole.
Oh, I forgot about the pozole, but it's because it's Taco Wednesday.
It is. Yeah. It is. It's Jose's Gone Fishing Day.
Yes, sir.
I'm supposed to be here, but,
Oh,
I made an exception today.
Whatever.
I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, Chef. We like to start.
Thanks for having me, guys. Absolutely.
You say that now.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, get me the fuck off this mic in 20 minutes.
No. You guys been supporting us since day one, and that's I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, it's easy to support you when you do dank fucking stuff, but I'm going to stop fluffing your nuts. We've got a hard-hitting episode, but we like to ask all of our guests. We're going to break the ice a little bit, and I'm going to let Chris have that while I sip on some mezcal. Chris, do the honors.
All right, Jose. Are you a transplant or a native to Colorado?
If there's no way I'm a native, because I'm not an American Indian. I'm from no tribe, so I can't consider myself a native. I think that it's kind of misleading that term.
Where'd you grow up?
Mexico City.
Dude, he just flexed on all the other natives because you are right. This is indigenous land, so we may have to change our verbiage going forward. Yeah. But coming from Mexico City, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
When'd you come stateside?
Well, I grew up in Mexico City. I was there for 16, 17 years. And at that age, and growing up to a single mom, and I have an older brother. At 17 years old in Mexico City with no one watching you and stuff like that, you can do some not good things or get involved to the wrong people. And so I decided to leave Mexico, and I moved to New Zealand. I lived in New Zealand for about 2.5 years. I worked in a fishing boat. I did all kinds of crazy things there.
North Island, South Island?
I lived all over the place. The fishing boat will travel in the Tasman Sea, so we'll go to Indonesia and Australia and all that. Crazy experience. I wasn't fishing at the time. I had no experience. I didn't know anything about that, but it was more for the experience. And if I was already there, I was like, might as well.
Oh, but how'd you jump from Mexico City to New Zealand? How did that come up?
They're not big fans of Americans. They only give us like 90 days over there. Is it the same rules for Mexicans?
No. It's a completely, literally a completely different world out there. Well, at least when I was there, which is like around 20 years ago. But I can't do half things. I have to either go all the way or I just don't do it at all. So for me to go from Mexico City, if you put it on the map, New Zealand is the farthest place that you can go from where I was.
Was that the goal? Was to get the fuck as far away as you? Wait, so I do have a question. You let off that you went to New Zealand because as a child you can find yourself in precarious situations where you can get in trouble. Did you find yourself in trouble and was like, I got to get the fuck out of here? Or were you just like, I just want to change the scenery?
It didn't get to that, but it could have.
Yeah.
It could have, absolutely. But it was more of,
just to
I guess, being lucky to have a tight family. And just to have a tight family and, good talks with my brother. He's the one who actually kind of like pushed me to kind of actually do the jump. And, that's how I ended up in New Zealand for a couple of years. And, crazy experience. Tons friends that I made. It was a really life experience. But after a while, and not just living in the sea, but just being in New Zealand, period, you start getting like homesick. Like at the time there was like literally no Mexican food whatsoever, like none. I will have to kind of recreate and stuff like that, but to whatever ingredients that I have there. So after a couple of years, I was like, who knows? So I had to I bought my one-way plane ticket to Mexico City. and I did a stop in LAX. While I'm in LAX, I have a, maybe 6-hour delay. Also that time, it was kind of crazy, at least to me, and I never experienced something like that. I lived the same day twice, living in New Zealand on Monday a.m. and you land on LA on the same Monday. It's like my body clock was like, what the fuck is going on? But long story short, I was just there, and I guess I wasn't ready to go back to Mexico, and I literally had enough to buy a ticket to Cancun, and then Cancun, Cuba. So I ended up in Cuba, living for another couple of years, and
Wait, so LAX made you not want to go back to Mexico City? So you said, "Fuck it, let's go to Cuba"?
Yeah, it wasn't really like LAX. It was just like that pause. It could have been Vegas. It could have been Denver. It could have been anywhere. It was more of that pause of like kind of like, whoa, you look back and there's like 2 years of craziness, and you've done on the other side of the world, and I was aware that the things that I was doing, they were not normal, right? And especially for a guy my age, or the kids that I grew up with, or family members. They I don't know anyone personally that had done something like that. Period. So I think that pause in LAX made me kind of like rethink things, and I was like, kind of like, I'm not ready to, because I knew if I have to go back to Mexico, I have to work. I have to go back to work and just go back to and I was like, no, I'm not ready, and somehow I ended up in Cuba for another beautiful and amazing like year and a half or so, and I didn't know. Now that I'm old and I'm not that dumb. I'm still dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Hi, I'm Kip. I'm a little bit older, and I'm also dumb.
I realize now that it was a great opportunity for me to collect personal relationships.
Yeah.
With like the food and the places. Like kind of walking on a Cuban shoes per se. On a New Zealander or a Kiwi or a Maori, or however you guys want to call it, just be there and eat their food and respect their tradition and all that. I did that just because I was there, and I was just kind of, oh, this is cool, right?
Yeah.
But now you look back and you're just like, oh, man, that's, that was
really fucking cool.
Again, a lot. Yeah. So, and then Denver, yeah.
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so Cuba to Denver?
What's that?
Cuba to Denver?
Cuba, Mexico City, to and then
you were like, I'm not staying here.
Nope. Were you cooking during this entire time, or when did you start?
Yes and no. At some point, maybe I wasn't cooking, but I was fishing, so I was always close to food, always. My family have tacos and torta stands throughout Mexico City. So, I grew up with all of that. And believe it or not, being in New Zealand, I was like, I will never be in the food business. Fuck that. Like I see my mom struggling. I see all these people doing this and that. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. And then, surprise, surprise. So, but yeah, it was in me. And I think, like I said, I always was around food. In Cuba, they have places called paladar. Paladar translates to a palate, but it's actually like it's literally a house, and the family is cooking for you, and you're sitting in the living room, you're sitting in a bathroom. Well, not in the bathroom, but where you're supposed to be a bathroom. There's just chairs and stuff.
That's fucking nuts.
And then just being there and the food there. And understanding what actually is to live in that type of government, which is another that's another topic. But